Hello, welcome back, guys. We are back with a brand new chapter of our novel Obsession, chapter number 21. Let's begin. Lucas Ashwin is making a place for himself in my heart. He is making me feel things that are forbidden for me. He is making me want to have a life with him. These thoughts are scaring me to an extent where I don't know what to do anymore. I shouldn't be thinking or even dreaming about these kinds of things about a man who has forced me to marry him and tricked me by threatening my family. It is wrong, but nothing feels more right than being with him. It's been 2 days since he gave me the mobile phone and gifted me the beautiful statue of my Mahadev. Each time I think about the moments, my heart flutters with joy. I don't know what I'm feeling. Maybe I do know, but I'm not ready to acknowledge it. Not yet. Placing the bindi on my forehead and adjusting the dupatta on my neck, I walked out of the walk-in closet towards the bedroom, where a bunch of red roses waited for me on the bed. I walked toward the bed and picked up the flowers, which had a small note attached to them. You are looking absolutely breathtaking. As always, my love, the note said, and my heart started to beat at an abnormal pace. When I first started receiving the flowers with the notes, I thought he would be saying sorry for his deeds. Instead, he writes about how beautiful I look and how much he loves me. And my stupid heart flutters at the different nicknames he uses for me. For a girl who has never been admired by a man or anybody. In my case, these notes are special. Clutching the note close to my heart, I sniffed the fragrance of the fresh roses. It somehow calmed the storm in my heart. After placing the note safely with the other notes, I replaced the tulips from yesterday with the fresher roses. Taking two roses with me, I went out of the room knowing that everyone must be in the living room. As expected, everyone was present in the living room except Angelina. Even before I could notice his presence, I felt his gaze on me. Whenever I walked into a room or anywhere, I could feel his heated gaze on me. Everyone smiled at me as they noticed my presence. Even his brother Damien greeted me, to which I replied hesitantly. Greeting everyone, I walked toward the small area in the corner of the living room, where a new shelf was made by the man walking beside me. Even though I try to ignore his presence, he is someone who barges into your mind and life. Placing my sandals away from the shelf, I stood in front of the shelf where now the murti of my Mahadev is placed. I stood on my tiptoes and placed the rose petals in front of the murti and closed my eyes while joining my hands in front of my Shivji. Dear Bholenath, you know everything that happens in this world. You also know whatever goes inside my heart. I'm feeling so many things which are confusing me. This man standing beside me is the reason for my tears and also is the one who is making me happy. I know everything that happens in my life is planned by you, but I'm confused about what I should feel for him hatred, anger, or love. I have sought your support in every difficult time and today as well. Please show me a way. Please answer every question in my mind. I was saying all my problems to my Mahadev when I felt someone placing the end of the dupatta on my head. I didn't even need to open my eyes to know who the person was because his presence is something we cannot ignore. He has the power and aura that demands attention from everyone. I don't know how he knows what I want and how our customs work, but a small smile formed on my lips at his gesture. After praying to my heart's content, I opened my eyes. My heart felt at ease. I turned around to see he was still standing behind me. I wanted to thank him, but ask him so many other things. But I'm too awkward to start a conversation as we never had a civil conversation in the span of 3 weeks. He put on his shoes back as he noticed me wearing my sandals, and then together we started towards the dining room. He was walking just a step behind me like a bodyguard, and I know for a fact that I'm safe whenever he's around me. A sigh escaped my mouth as I looked down at my brand new mobile phone. It looked expensive. I haven't used it since he gave it to me 2 days ago. I've been wanting to call home, but something is stopping me. Maybe it's the fear that they have already forgotten about me, or maybe it's the guilt of not missing them enough. My father's number, along with Ina's number, was already saved on this device, but I have neither called nor messaged any of them. I have stopped wondering how he got all the information about me and my family. His number is on my speed dial, saved as husband, along with Damien's. After contemplating, complaining, complaining for a while, I finally pressed the number that belonged to my father. It was morning here, which means in India it must be night. The phone rang for a few seconds before the call was answered. Hello, came my papa's voice. Papa, I called trying not to break into tears. Eva? He questions the confusion evident in his tone. Yes, Dad, it's me, your Eva, I said as tears rolled down my cheeks. No matter what happens, I love them and miss them. Yes, Dad, it's me, your Eva, I said as tears rolled down my cheeks. No matter what happens, I love them and miss them. How are you, my child? He asked warmly, unusually soft compared to his normal strict tone. I'm perfectly fine, Dad. How are you and Mom? I asked eagerly, wanting to know about my mother and sisters. Everyone is fine, child, and I sighed in relief. I was very glad to speak with him. A silence followed after his reply, and after many pep talks to myself, I decided to break it. Dad, I couldn't complete my sentence. It's okay, my child. I already know everything, he said reassuringly, and now I was confused. You know everything? How? I asked confused. Son in law had come here 2 days ago, Papa said, and my eyes widened. Who, Lucas? I asked, not being able to believe him. Yes, your husband. He is a very good man. He told us everything about your marriage and he has also apologized to us. Papa said, and I still couldn't believe it. My husband apologized? He went to India. So you don't have a problem with our relationship? I asked. Why would we have any objection? It is your good fortune that you got a handsome and wealthy husband like Lucas. Papa said, and he sounded proud about Lucas being my husband. Here your mother wants to talk with you, Papa said, and unknowingly a smile formed on my face. Ma, I called, longing to see her even once. Hello, beta. Is everything okay there? Now that you are married, take care of your husband and your in laws. Don't let them feel any lack. Always listen to your husband and keep him happy. Also, take care of your mother in law and father in law. My mother said, not even asking about how I was. I tried to talk in between, but she cut me off with her lectures on how to satisfy my husband and how to make my in laws happy. When she was finally done with her lecturing, she ended the call saying it was past their bedtime. I'm happy, but I am more than disappointed, even though my father talked to me and they behaved like everything was fine. I didn't feel anything was right. They weren't eager to know about the whereabouts of their daughter. Instead, they chose to believe a stranger based on what? That he has more money? Am I that lucky to have a husband like him, as my parents say? Is money and good looks the basic necessities of a happy marriage? Maybe they are right for a girl like me who has been taunted her whole life for having a dark complexion. Getting married to a rich and handsome businessman like Lucas Ashwin is indeed lucky. So, you are telling me that your husband gave you a brand new phone? Aina asked with a squeaky voice in astonishment. Yes, I said, a Murti of 52. Her voice slightly increased. Yes, I repeated. And he found your lost Rudraksh pendant too. I sighed at her extra dramatic voice. Yes, Ina, why are you repeating the sentences that I have already told you? I asked tiredly. I love my best friend, but sometimes she makes me want to bang my head on the wall with her questions. It's just hard to believe that Koda Pakoda is actually romantic, she said in a disbelieving tone. And I cannot blame her either, considering how scary he looked sometimes. Not just that, he has already visited your parents and made peace with them. And now he is trying his best to gain your forgiveness, she said, stating the things I already knew. Yeah, I could only reply, un- unable to digest all the things I had learned from my parents. It's all hard to believe. What do you think about this? She asked curiously. I had called Aya as soon as the call with my parents ended. I'm confused as hell about all the things happening around me, and she is the only person to whom I can talk without being afraid of being judged. It must be late night in India, and my best friend is crazy book reader who will have her head buried inside the pages of a book till morning. She is just like an owl when it comes to reading. I don't know how to feel about everything. I'm confused, but of all the things, I knew one thing. I care for him. No matter how our journey started, he started to make his own space in my heart and mind. Never in my life has someone treated me the way he treats me. Nobody has looked at me the way he looks at me. And nobody has made me feel the things he makes me feel in my body and heart. I'm confused, but more than that, I'm afraid because I have no control over my heart and body when it comes to him. I poured each and every worry to her, and she listened to me carefully. She was silent for a moment before answering. I know what you must be feeling. Everything that's happening with you must be overwhelming. But what I need to tell you is choose your heart over your mind. You were going to get married to that Sharavan for the sake of your family, not for you. He didn't even bother to check up on you or communicate with you. You were going to enter into a new life where you barely knew anything about your life partner, and the same is happening with Lucas. Even though the circumstances were different, you don't know anything about him or his life, but your heart wants to know about him. When Cheravan didn't care about you, Lucas is willing to do anything and everything to make you happy. So, if you want to prioritize yourself for the first time in your life, there is nothing wrong with it, baby girl. She said with all honesty, her concern for me evident in each of her words, and I know what to do from now on. Thank you so much, Ina, for always being there for me. I said, genuinely grateful for having her in my life because I'm sure without her, my life wouldn't have been the same and easier. Should I kill you? She said in a fake angry tone, and I laughed at her drama. Hmm, I'm not someone who believes in superstitions, but there are certain moments in our lives when we have to believe in what our intuition said. Right now, my intuition said strongly believes that something wrong is going to happen. I have tried to ignore the feeling since morning, but my heart doesn't feel at peace. I've even prayed in front of Mahadev 3 times, but nothing helped to calm the storm that wrecking my heart. Today, the whole mansion was awfully quiet. Everyone has gone to their respective workplaces. Lucas even told me in the morning that he was going to an important meeting outside the city. Even though I ignored him, I hope everyone is fine and safe. Even though they are still strangers to me, they have slowly started to make a place in my heart. I placed around the room to calm down, but it didn't help. I was lost in my thoughts while walking and didn't notice as my foot hit the end of the vanity table, causing all the items on the table to fall to the ground. Wincing at the sudden shooting pain in my foot, I sat down and inspected it. It was just my little toe, but it hurt like hell. After stroking my little toe for some time, I stood up when the pain finally subsided, only to notice the crimson powder sprawled all over the floor. It was my vermilion. The uneasiness in my chest grew as I observed my surrounding. Something was definitely wrong. Immediately reaching for my phone, I opened the chat under the name husband. Without a second thought, I texted the first words that come to my mind. Are you safe? I glared at the screen of my phone. It's been more than an hour and I haven't received any reply to my message. Hell, he hasn't even seen the text. Disappointment and fear crawled into my heart. I had cleared the vermilion from the floor. It's nothing serious. Maybe I'm overreacting too, but nothing helped ease my heart. The door to the room opened suddenly, catching my attention. The scene in front of me made my breath hitch. There, on the doorstep stood my husband. His neatly worn black blazer had mud on it, along with something I couldn't recognize. His white shirt was covered with a red color. His perfectly gelled hair was a mess, as if he had run his hands through it hundreds of times, and his beautiful face was covered with cuts and dried blood. His injured lips curled upwards as his blue eyes met mine. Lucas! A panicked sound escaped my lips as I rushed to his side. Darling, he whispered as I reached his sides, and he touched my face with his fingers to wipe the tears from my eyes. A sob escaped my lips at his vulnerable condition. Lucas, I called between my sobs. He looked at me to say something, but before he could utter a word, he lost consciousness in my arms. I held him closer to me with all the strength I had. And here are chapter number 21. And guys, and it's been a very tragic moment. So we will continue in chapter number 22. Till then, show me the support I want from you guys. Bye bye.